Hey guys, what's up? It's MUNCLESONKEY. So today I decided to make a video of the type that I normally don't make. This is a farming video. Yes, I'm turning into Fat Nooblet basically. And what I decided to do is I decided to clear out all of my palm tree seeds out of my palms. And the reason for that is, for one, I'm very short on money at the moment, and I have been for quite a while because I have a lot of money invested into merch, but I can't sell that merch until the items go up. So in the meantime, I kind of needed some money, so I decided to exit, kind of take all the seeds out of my palm trees, saplings, and this means overall I will have made a loss. I didn't get as much back as I spent on the seeds, but I got about 72% of my seeds back, so I got about 63 million palm seeds, and that just gives me some money to work with. And while I was in the mood, I also decided to make an entire little farming planner for what I'm going to do for 120 farming, because I do want to get 120 farming, and following what I'm going to show you guys exactly what to do, I should be able to get 120 farming in about 8 months or so, and also profit a very good amount from it. Getting a good amount of XP per day. So without further ado, let's go into exactly what I'm doing. Just remember, this is not the most efficient way to train farming, but I do find it fun, and even though farming isn't great money per hour, at least the way I'm doing it, I will be doing it this way just because I enjoy it. So we'll start with the herb runs. In the background footage, don't pay attention to it, it's just me doing a farm run. I'm not going to be showing how to do all these things. If you wish to know how to do farm runs, I will have a link on the screen and in the description how to do herb runs, and I also have a farming guide as well, but that's more about trees. So the first thing I like to focus on is by far the best profit in farming, and that's herb runs. I personally do dwarf weed runs, although it kind of differs on which is the best for profit. Also, there's a calculator in the description of this video that takes you to an RS wiki page that will always tell you which herb is the best that you should do for profit. And also it depends on your level, but me personally, I do dwarf weed runs. I use Juju farming potions and the aura, the green fingers aura, and in total I make a little bit over a mil from 5 farming runs, and I also get about 44k farming XP for doing all these herb runs. I like the dwarf weeds because they give a lot more XP than some of the lower level herbs, and it's pretty good money as well. So the second thing we're going to go into is the grapevines. Unfortunately, grapevines are no longer good money. They're actually pretty terrible profit-wise. The reason why is because seeds have gone up a ton. A big reason for this, I believe, is because there's only 2 monsters in the game that drop seeds, Tormented Demons and Virago. Tormented Demons are not very good money as of late because Dragon Limbs have dropped so much, and not a whole lot of people do Virago because of the seismic price. And so, where the only 2 monsters in the game that drop grapevine seeds aren't very populated, of course the grapevines are going to go up. Currently the seeds are about 15k, and if they rise anymore, they actually won't even be a profit at all. So I may stop doing these if they stop becoming a profit, but they're very good XP, about 68k farming a day, and you also get even more XP in cooking when you eventually make the wines. So that's kind of nice, some free farming and cooking XP, and it only takes about 3 minutes to do a grapevine run, and I will have some footage of that later on in the video. The next thing I do is Cactus Runs. I do these during my herb run itself. And the Cactus Runs, if you have completed the Elite Desert task, you will get double cactus spines for harvesting the cactus in Al-Kharid, so that's what I do. And if you haven't completed the task, you can just get the regular amount of cactus spines, although of course you'll make half the profit that I do. So in total, 5 Cactus Runs, it literally takes maybe a minute to do 5 of them all told, and it's 153k. The XP is nothing to really, it's not memorable at all, so I didn't list the XP at all. The main reason I actually didn't want to do palm trees anymore is because you can pick coconuts for a coconut run. Basically, you just summon a giant end pouch and then go around to all 5 coconut patches and you pick all the coconuts, and you can do this once every, I believe, 3.5 hours. They're all grown. So basically, I do one every other herb run, or if I'm really motivated and doing a lot of herb runs, once every 3 herb runs. But I'm going to do about 2 coconut runs a day. The XP isn't great. It's like 3k farming XP for harvesting them all, but it is about 316k, and it only takes a couple minutes to go pick all the coconuts, 2 or 3 minutes or so. So I really feel like that's worth it. Even though it's not a lot of money, it hardly takes any time, so it does add up. The next thing I do after that is Morchella Runs. I basically just do these once every 2 or 3 farming runs, depending on how long I take between herb runs, that is. And the Morchella Runs, if you have completed the Elite Mauritania task, you get double Morchellas, and you also don't need super compost, and they'll never die, so that's really nice. You want to get those completed as soon as possible if you want to be serious about farming. Morchellas aren't worth a ton anymore because a lot of people do them, but it is 166k profit, and it takes, again, about a minute probably to do both Morchella runs together. It's very fast, hardly takes any time. You just fairy ring there and teleport out as soon as you've harvested the Morchellas. And the reason why I'm not making over a mil a day from farming is because of Yew Tree Runs. I currently have some magic trees left, so I'm doing magic tree runs, but in the future I will be doing yews, just because GP per XP wise, Yews are so much cheaper. So I'm going to be doing these. You don't pay for them or anything, you just super compost them, and yew seeds aren't terribly expensive. You can do 10 yews a day. Well, actually, you can do 3 runs a day if you want to wake up in the middle of the night and do one, but I don't want to do that. So basically, I do a run in the morning of trees and a run at night of trees, because the trees only take, I believe, 6 hours to grow for the yew trees. And in total, it costs 757k. The yew trees only die 1 in 8 times, so super composting is fine, and that is factored in the XP rate too. So about 62k farming XP, which is pretty good for how cheap that is. The final kind of farming XP thing I do every day is I do a Calquat tree. I believe these grow every 18 hours or 20 hours or something like that. It depends on the growth cycle though, and it only costs 20k to make them, so it's very, very cheap. That counts the cost of the seed and also the protection of the seed and the poison ivy berries, and it's about 12.5k farming XP, so it's very good for how cheap it is. Unfortunately, you can only do 1 a day. I really wish you could do more, but these are very worth doing. So overall, the total daily farming loot is a little bit over 1 mil, at least, doing everything that I do, and also about 191k farming XP. If you guys would like to follow my template for farming and do a similar run, at least as much as you can do with the requirements that you have, I would say it's probably a good idea, although of course it is more efficient to just PVM and then just only do tree runs with the money you make. However, if you're someone like me that really enjoys farming and doesn't really enjoy PVM nearly as much, this might be an option that you want to check out. Of course, some of these have more higher requirements, such as the Calquat trees require 78 farming and the grapevines require 95 farming, so this might more be a guide for people who are nearly 99 or people who are looking to farm past 99 and make some profit and maybe go for that farming skill cape. Warbands is another way to do it, but I personally just cannot stand warbands. I absolutely detest warbands, so this is how I choose to farm instead, and I find it a lot more fun, and you make money this way. So hey, this is probably what I'll be doing to 120 farming. It'll take around 6 to 8 months. I'm not sure the exact amount. It depends really on how motivated I stay with how many farming runs I do per day. But anyway, I'll show you guys a quick price check of how much loot you can expect to get per day following this method. So this is kind of a total price check of all the loot that you can expect in a day. It might seem like a lot, and also those grapes that I have in my inventory, they're not tradable, but you can make them into wines, and when you do make them into wines, it's all worth about 1.45 mil, so you want to add that to the price check too. Of course, when I factored in the total profit, I factored in all the cost, and I also factored in death rates and stuff like this. So if you do the exact amount of runs that I said in the video, and also you use the exact same gear that I do with the death rates and all, this is exactly what you should expect with using all averages. Of course, you can get lucky and make more, you can get unlucky and make less. Overall, I feel like these grapes might not be worth doing for long if the grapevine seeds continue to go up, because then they just won't be profit, and that would take away about 68k farming XP, so that would really suck. So I hope the grapevine seeds start to go back down, or at least stay the same as what they are. Anyway, if you guys are interested in making some money on farming, I'd just recommend to check out my herb run guide that I have linked on the screen, and that's a great way to get started. Herb running is definitely the #1 way to make money through farming. All this other stuff is just extras that you want to add on as you get the requirements for it. Anyway, that's about all for this video. Thank you guys for watching. I only have about 32 mil farming XP left to go to 120 farming, so I'm getting pretty close. Anyway, good luck me, and farewell.